Ladies and gentlemen, this is MTG Traders, my name is Taryn, and this is Green Red Ramp. So after much deliberation on what deck I should talk about next, I decided on a classic strategy. Green-Red Ramp has been around, well, forever. And this strategy is about as vanilla as you can get. Ramp up with spells, then play bombs turn over turn. This is not Green-Red Energy Ramp though. I wanted this deck to function different from making a Pummeler or 2020 and flinging it in. This is just a good old-fashioned ramp with big dudes. I would almost say that if you have a friend that's wanting to get into Magic, but is new to the rules, this may be a great deck to start them off with. Easy interactions and fairly straightforward while being tough and powerful. Perfect for a newbie. But of course, before I get into the video, hit that like button and subscribe to MTG Traders. It helps us know that you care. Alright, let's get into it. We'll go over spells first, since in the main deck, there are only 7 creatures. Starting at the 2 mana slot, we've got 4 Braid, 1 Descender's Deliverance, and 4 Ronus' Last Stand. A Braid is here to knock a 3 toughness creature out of the way and destroy any artifacts that may pose a headache in game 1. Deliverance is almost here as a cycling card, as you'll be using it to draw cards most of the time, but artifact hate, again, is highly needed. Next, Ronus' Last Stand. This card is amazing. Creating a turn 2 5/4 to swing in on turn 3 is so much better than I realized. Sure, it dies to removal a lot, but more times than not, your opponent needs 2 turns to get enough energy or draw enough mana to make a kill spell. Getting your opponent down to 10 life with 1 play is highly likely, and this is usually, if not always, my turn 2 play. It gets under control by being cheap, it avoids 80% of removal in the format, and hits for 1/4 of your opponent's life total. The downside is hardly a downside at all. Moving up to the 3 mana slot, we've got ramp and removal. We've got 4 Beneath the Sands and 4 Sweltering Suns. Beneath the Sands is decent ramp while providing cycling if you don't need ramp, and Sweltering Suns helps us clear the board turn over turn so we can get in for the kill. Having 4 in the deck will annoy your opponent to no end, but all of our creatures, save for a few zombie tokens, live through a Suns, making it an ideal pick for the deck. Moving up to the 5 mana slot, we've got 2 Hour Devastation and 4 Hour of Promise. Planeswalkers and large threats are, well, a problem. Hour Devastation can help us deal with them easily and play out our bombs either the same turn or the following turn. It's a great way to elongate a tempo-based match. Hour of Promise is also a great way to ramp, but also to build out a board state. Board wiping then playing 2 2/2s while also gaining ramp momentum is crazy good. Look out for that play frequently. The last 3 spells in the deck are enchantments. Gift of Paradise is here to help with ramp, but also gain life. The 3 life gain may seem insignificant, but against a red deck win strategy, the life gain is incredibly important. Do not overlook it. Alright, let's move on to creatures. Since all of our creatures are bombs, let's go over them one at a time. We have 2 Glorybringer in the deck for flying damage and removal. Glorybringer is, again, an all-star creature, and if they can't deal with it, it will win the game on its own. Swinging in never felt so good. We've also got 1 Neheb the Eternal here for even more insane ramp. Having zombies or snake tokens getting in means that Neheb will be giving us tons of free mana, and that means we can play out our bombs even quicker. Neheb also has Afflict, meaning a defensive opponent still suffers from his might, but we've only got 1 Neheb since he can be a bit clunky in certain situations. Next, we've got 2 Virtuous Gearhulk to smash face, widen our board state, and get in for trample damage. The Gearhulk can turn those zombies or snake tokens into large threats, helping you trade up in your onboard tempo fight against a dungin opponent. A great card to help run over a defensive opponent. The last 2 creatures, Chaos Maw. Combustible Gearhulk was considered for the slot, but Chaos Maw helps clear the board of so many creatures that I couldn't help but include it. But if you prefer the Gearhulk over the Maw, just consider that a 2 mana spell, a Braid, can destroy your Gearhulk instantly, and that's what made me ultimately decide to pick them all. A 6/6 that can board wipe is really good, and in a standard environment with more token producers than ever, Chaos Maw can help bring them down to size. And that is it for creatures. The last 2 cards in the main board that aren't lands, 2 Nissa Vital Force. Since we've got a ramp strategy going, playing a Nissa that creates 5/5 land creatures isn't too bad. Also, her -1 helps us to restabilize a board wipe, giving us much needed momentum. Her ultimate is also great, but we're really here for that +1. Nissa also comes in with 5 loyalty counters, making her a difficult target to hit on a single turn. And that is for the main board cards. Let's go over lands. We've got 4 Haship Oasis, 3 Ramanep Ruins, 1 Scavenger Grounds, 4 Sheltered Thicket, 5 Mountain, and 8 Forests. It's a pretty simple and clean mana base. Nothing too insane, which is great for us. That's 25 lands in total. I tried to bring that down a bit, but kept running into trouble. We really do need mana play turn after turn as well as ramp. Crazy. So let's say our game 1 didn't go too well, and we're needing answers. Let's see what the sideboard can do for us. We've got 2 Chandra's Defeat for red deck wins and Chandra Hate, 3 Druid of the Cowl for again red deck wins and more mana, 1 Fling to help finish off a grindy match, 1 Heroic Intervention to help against a removal heavy deck, 2 Appetite for the Unnatural to destroy enchantments that are giving us a hard time, 2 Arborback Stomper to give us life gain and last a bit longer in the matchup, 1 more Hour of Devastation for extra hate, 1 Chefnet Monitor in case we want flexible ramp or a 6/5, 1 Struggle to Survive for targeted removal and anti-mill hate, and 1 Insult to Injury to close out a game even faster. Insult is insanely good in this deck, it's breathtaking. And that is the full 75. The deck is coming to a low price of only 54 tickets on MTGOtraders.com. This deck is super fun, simple, and almost casual. If you have a friend that's wanting to get into Magic, this might be a good first deck. It's straightforward, it doesn't do too many things other than ramp and throw bombs. The interactions are easy to understand, and the deck is rotation proof, meaning that they can play this for another year without worrying about rotation. I highly recommend it. But let me know your thoughts. Love it? Hate it? Have cards you think are better? Keep in mind that I made it rotation proof, so while Battle for Zendikar through Eldritch Moon have Eldrazi, they're not in the deck because they won't be in standard much longer. Anyway, like the video if you liked it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.